Hello, Miss Allen.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. Been trying to get on here. The link in the announcement is different than what you just sent me.
Okay, so the link on that paper that Dr. Professor Marvel put together is not the correct Zoom link. Okay, I was wondering what happens to everyone. But you were the only one that reached out, and I guess I don't know what happened, but anyway, so this is a link that we use for class and everything. And so we do have like 10 minutes left, so we can stuff. But what I actually did was I recorded myself as though you all were here, and I just went through the Quizlet. So just as soon as it converts, I'm gonna actually post that. But if you would put your name in the chat because they're gonna want to see this, so you'll get credit. It'll be noteworthy that you actually came in. So in the
Okay.
chat, type your name and your campus. Okay. So like I said, we do have 10 minutes left because I did schedule the hour to meet. So, but I have placed, well, I'm waiting, it's still converting. It is at, let me see what percentage now. It's actually at 52%. So as soon as it finished converting, I'll have to put it in YouTube, then send you all the link out.
Okay.
But up until the exam, we will release resources, meaning there'll be links coming out, like a Kahoot link, links of the other professors recording. And so just know that those things will be provided also. But I
Okay.
can just go ahead and share my screen with you here. So you can look at let me cancel this. So you can actually look at the Quizlet.
Yeah, I went through it. It was like 13 questions, correct?
Yes, that one was 13 questions. And in my um, in the video that I've recorded, we have 3 different Quizlets. So I just want to send a little
Okay.
bit at a time. So
Okay.
that one, let me share my screen here. We can go through, let me find my share screen thing, share screen. Right here. So this particular one, you said you had the one that had the 10 questions, right?
It was one with 13. It was 13 questions. I believe
Okay.
the first question had asked about the types of food to eat
Okay.
in the pyramid. That's the only one I've seen.
Okay, so you got this one, exam one review, PN 2081. Okay, so
Yes.
in the video, I actually have 3 or 4 of them. And so in the
Okay.
video, I went through all of them. But here's this other one. We do have 8 minutes left. We can just make it use of our time here. And so
Okay.
all of these methods up here, I would suggest using except this test mode, because I did the test mode and it doesn't show the content in every question like it's supposed to. So
Okay.
don't use that one. So let's just do match. So for match,
Okay.
it displays all the questions and the information just out there. So let's
Okay.
right here. Let me move us off the screen here. So washing hands often, for example, before eating, before, during, and after handling or preparing food, dressing a wound, using the restroom, changing a diaper. We know that does what? Which one of these does that match?
Where am I looking?
Any of these squares. So right here is the one washing hands.
Okay, I see that one.
So
So
you have
what am I matching it to?
the answer. Like which one matches it? Washing hands does what? What's the result of us keeping our hands clean?
I don't see it. Treat. It prevents infection, but I don't see.
Yes, it decreases infections right here. It's on the
Where
screen.
is it at?
You see it
I
over
don't
here?
see it. No, I don't see it. Where are you
Right here.
looking? Because
Right
all I
here.
can see is the okay. Oh, the thing is blocking it. Okay, let me move this up.
Okay.
The little video, your face, your face is blocking it. I couldn't
Okay.
even see. Okay, I moved it to another corner. Okay,
So
good.
we match that. Let's look at another one. Let's see. Right here. Untreated iron deficiency anemias progress slowly. And in severe cases, the heart muscle becomes too weak to function. If this happens, the nurse would expect to see what signs or symptoms.
Page, get breaks period. There's a nurse going. Iron deficiency. I don't see any symptoms. Any of these.
It should be dyspnea, and I don't see it either on this one, but it should be shortness of breath and edema, because remember that heart pumps that fluid, that blood throughout the
Right.
body. So if the heart is weak, then that won't occur. So as a result of that heart not pumping that fluid like it's supposed to, the person will be short of breath and they'll have the edema. Let me move another one because maybe it's up under one of these. Let's look at right here. Treatment of a child that has eczema. You know, the treatment is aimed at reducing that itching, hydrating, and lubricating that skin. So which intervention, and this on the screen, which intervention would we suggest?
Babe Chow and Mal and non-perfume soap.
Okay. Let's see. All right, that one still didn't pop up. Okay, let's take another one off here. So we're working at the homeless shelter, and we know that it's important when you're working with the homeless population because they're that vulnerable population. What should we try to establish up front before we know if this is not established up front, it's not going to allow us to do anything going forward with that person.
Creating a trusting environment.
Okay.
Because it is essential.
Good. That one still didn't pop up. Okay. Let's see. The nurse knows that the primary source of lead paint is from old, deteriorating buildings. Therefore, we suggest what?
Avoid older buildings due to deteriorating paint.
Okay. Okay. So the nurse, and let's just do one. Okay, the nurse asked the school nurse what the parent asked the school nurse what should be done for their child that has ADHD when completing homework. So what's the answer?
Give breaks between periods of work and study.
Good. But I'm going to match up the wrong answer just to see if the answer for this one will pop up because I'm not sure where it is. Let's just see. We know it's wrong, but that is correct what you said. It should give rest periods. Okay, so it's not. So when you do match, if you do the wrong answer, you're just going to pop to the next.
Okay.
And I'm not sure why, but this one didn't pop up. So let's let me see here. Let me go back. Let's see where did it go? I haven't had problems with Quizlet before. Okay, let's see here. So all of them were not even listed. So here, this one actually had 10 in it. So the nurse knows in order to manage, so use the flashcards.
Okay.
Yes, because I'm not sure what's going on with Quizlet. The school nurse knows in order to manage the following symptoms, itching, burning, or erythema, or purulent drainage of the eye, they should do what? Should we apply ice or warm compress?
I would say warm compress.
That's correct. Okay, we talked about that one. We went over that one. Okay, here it is right here. Untreated iron deficiency anemias. Because remember that heart is a muscle, and the whole point of one function of it is to pump that fluid out to the body, to all the body parts, the blood that has all the nutrients in it. So if the heart over time, the heart it weakens, so it's not able to pump. So it's slowly pumping. So that fluid builds up. And as a result of it, you will see shortness of breath, which is dyspnea, or edema in extremities of that person because that fluid just builds up.
Okay.
We talked about establishing that trust. An example of a social determinant of health includes living in a low-income housing development. So when we talk about those different things that include social determinants of health, and that's just one that we need to focus on. We talked about this one. Okay. One of the healthy people 2030 goals is to reduce firearm related deaths. Remember, every decade they create these objectives
Right.
for us so that we can live longer, healthier lives. So the priority when evaluating a client's home, so you're sitting down with your client and the focus is home safety and then firearms. So what should you expect one of the things your conversation should be about?
Find out where it's stored.
Exactly. And so why is that important?
I would say it's important for, on the most part, for children,
Mhm.
because a lot of cases nowadays, children are really getting into a lot. And I even seen had a situation with someone I knew who had a firearm, and the child got a hold of it.
Mhm.
Luckily, the child didn't die, but the child had to get surgery.
Exactly.
So they can either hurt they call self-harm or someone harmed someone in the household if they get a hold of it because they don't know what they're doing with it, especially if it's low, if it has ammunition in it, and if it's not on safety, like a safety mode, the safety mode.
Exactly. So finding out where they're actually storing that firearm is really, really important. Because if it's just, laying around, then like you said, a child can get it and, it can cause self-harm, harms to others, and it just can be devastating. Okay. So
Mhm.
the child expresses interest in administering their own injections. What should you suggest as a nurse the child do to prepare for those self-injections? What do you think something that you can recommend that child do to get ready to administer those injections to their own self-administration?
Um, Maybe be in a relaxed state, making sure that they're injecting it to the right spot. So if they're like injecting insulin, like tell them what like where to administer that.
Mhm.
Um, if they have any other treatment that they have to inject, just basically basically making sure that they know where and where not to inject the whatever type of medicine that that they're administering to themselves, and to clean it with like alcohol, making sure that they're saying that the area doesn't get infected. Um, I don't know, make possibly maybe asking like if their parents are around, making sure they double check just to make sure they did it correctly. Um, Trying to think what else they could do.
So before that child started administering that medication to themselves, and all that is correct, what you said, but what's one other thing that you can determine or you can evaluate that child, whether or not they're doing it correctly? You want to suggest that child do what? So that you can determine, I'm trying not to say the answer here.
I
Um,
know. Ask them, have them show you.
Exactly. You want them to practice the injections on a doll or, like, we used to use like oranges or something like that, but
Mhm.
practice on a doll until they feel comfortable with. So you were correct, but we just need to actually see them or let them practice with a doll.
Okay.
Or it's more, so they're applying what you've taught them.
Right. Okay.
Mhm. And so we went over the hand washing. Hand washing is the single most thing that we can do to prevent the spread of infection. Okay. And so I do appreciate you following up and not giving up on this Zoom review. So, but nevertheless, I went through all of the Quizlets and I've recorded
Okay.
myself just going through all the flashcards. And
Okay.
just as soon as that finished converting, I have to upload it to YouTube, then I'll post it to you all. And as I
Okay.
receive other resources, and I'll just put them in the email to you all.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much. You have a great night. We'll see you on
All
Friday.
right. Thank you. You too.
You're welcome. All right.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.